Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the first season of possibly the craziest anime we've ever seen, topping Psyche K,
Yes.
Assassination Classroom!
In this series, an alien-like creature threatens to destroy the Earth
After he blows up the moon.
Koro Sensei. However, there's a way to save it, and the students in Class E can kill him before 1 year is over by training to become ruthless assassins dedicated to destroying their target. And the teacher himself, Koro Sensei, is also the alien.
Yes! It's like, wait, what show is this?
I think they're neck and neck.
Yes. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notification bell to get updates of future podcasts and multiple pause videos.
Absolutely, because Psyche K's gag.
Yeah.
And I don't know what category. This
I don't
is
know
at.
what this would be categorized
But yeah,
under.
they are like at the top, absolutely, for craziness. I agree.
Yes.
We finally got to see it. It heard so many people online recommending to watch Assassination Classroom. It kept being recommended. We kept seeing talk about it on Twitter, and we thought about purchasing it. We went on Amazon and found that every season was divided into multiple discs, and the movies are separate, and they were running $50 to $60 each. And we kept saying, putting it out there to the universe, we really would love to see this anime. And then suddenly on Toonami, Assassination Classroom. Like, thank you.
Yeah. And they aired all of season 1 pretty much in syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't know when season 2 is airing, so we're going to watch the other one on Hulu.
Right, because they have said that it's going to be a while before they get it. We can't wait a while, so probably next week we will start on season 2, and we can't wait to get to the movies we've heard about as well.
Right.
But I can tell you this, if you heard a lot of hype about this anime and talk how people love it, it's not grandiose, grandstanding. It is absolutely stands up and delivers on all the hype you've heard.
Yes. And it's just so crazy because, we had heard about the show, but we didn't know the genre. We didn't know what the genre was. We heard assassination and thought, okay, this is like a drama,
Right,
an action,
right.
an epic, and then they open it up and it starts off all of a sudden. Like, okay, no one said this was a comedy. We thought it was a more action, drama, intense, trying to hunt down this alien, and then he's a teacher teaching them how to assassinate him, and it's all fun and games.
I was like, oh my gosh, yes, the first episode, within 5 minutes I was hooked. I don't know how long it took you, but in 5 minutes I was like, yes.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
yes.
I was just kind of thrown off like, oh, this is a comedy. It was like with Bleach. I did not expect Bleach to be a comedy. I didn't expect this to be a comedy.
And there are some fantastic voice actors you will hear in every episode, and then some that guest star. Of course, you have Clifford Chapman.
Yes.
And you have Lindsay Seidel.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Austin Tyndall.
Yes. And J. Michael Tatum.
Yes.
Lots of big stars on here.
So it's fantastic when you hear them and you're really excited. And another thing that's really fantastic about this show, yes, I'm going to use fantastic a lot, is there's a whole classroom of kids, and it reminds you of MHA in terms of every student is unique.
Yes.
And each student has their specialties in what they're learning or what they're proficient at in terms of assassination.
Right. And for Koro Sensei, you still have this ultimatum to take him out within a year or the world ends, but he does his best to teach these kids all they can so they can do their best even when they're trying to take him out. And it's not just throwing crap out there just to be saying it and dealing with it. He is genuinely cares about all the students. He doesn't want anyone to hurt them or kill them, and no one can screw with them. He can mess with them, just no one else.
Yes.
And if anyone tries to assault them or anything, he threatens the hell out of these other people. So he genuinely cares about. It's some weird dynamic there where even though he's the target, they're the assassins, they still care about each other. And it's going to be a little sad because you kind of can figure out probably where the story's going to go towards the end if you haven't seen it.
Right. And they are considered the
worst class.
I'm going to say the worst class. They're Class E. And they're considered the runts of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like disregarded. They are seen as incapable. They're not going to amount to anything. But Koro Sensei has seen that is not going to come to pass.
Right.
And the standout characters are Karma, voiced by Austin Tyndale. And you hear Monoma, as soon as he opens his mouth, he's got that Monoma swag. He acts that way with his bright pink hair. And I love how, before I get to other characters, that each one attempts, as soon as they meet him, to take him out. And he shuts them down before they can even get an attitude about it. And by the time he's done, they're humbled and they want to learn. So I do love that aspect.
Right.
And then you have Shota Nagisa, who is the main character and who is misunderstood in the beginning, probably the first half of the season, because of how he looks and because, again, he is seen as being the runt and he's probably not going to be able to do much of anything. And you have other characters that also stand out, but it's very clear that these two are the main characters,
right,
along with Kuro Sensei in the show.
Right, and there's even a bit of a fourth wall, an inside joke that the audience is aware of, is that you see Nigasa, you kind of almost believe it was a girl at first, because the female voice actor, the ponytail and everything, until it gets like...
Two ponytails.
Yes, two ponytails.
One, then two.
And then it gets to like near halfway, and they have this sort of pool party thing, and then you see, right, and then you see, oh, you really are a boy. He said, you had doubts. He said, you didn't believe me. He said, well, we had our doubts, and because a lot of people did think it was a girl at first. Right.
And it's fun at the same time that there's action. Okay, I also want to mention they do have a teacher that reminds you of Aizawa.
Yes.
He's capable. He's badass. He's quiet. But you can tell he really cares about his students.
Right.
And then you have a person who becomes another teacher later, Miss Yellowbitch.
Yeah.
And that is her name. And she's this real sexy drawn assassin spy who ends up being hired as a teacher after she fails miserably at trying to kill Kuro Sensei.
Right. And the reason why they got so many other assassins other than the students is that these other people, they said they offered
money.
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah, $1 million. No. I think it was 100 million or 1 billion.
1 billion.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't like a million.
1 million, and be like,
all right. $1 billion. They could take him out. The government would give him $1 billion. So anybody that could do it is trying to take him out. So you got like other people trying to take him out all over the place.
It reminds me of that scene in Austin Powers, and he says, because he was from the 60s.
Yes, I know.
$1 million, and everyone starts laughing.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, oh, I can give you that on my wallet. And then they go, no. He says, okay, what would be a good idea? $1 billion, and they all panic. Okay, that's what. yes, that's pretty much what it is. And throughout the whole series, he always knows when someone's trying to take him out. He very rarely is caught off guard, and he's always nonchalant about everything. He just loves that the game everyone's playing. He's aware that all these people are trying to take him out, even the students, and he still tries to teach him how to be more effective assassin, how to be more stealthy. And he's impressed on how much they improve each and every time. He always wants them to do better. Even though they're supposed to destroy everybody, he still cares about them. It's an insane complex. And the principal, of course, is a bad guy, and his son is a jackass.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They are in the other, they are teaching the other classes everything they can to surpass them, and they neglect giving them papers, they neglect having them get training, and they do everything they can to thwart them and make them fail so they can all immediately be thrown out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they purposely said it was done on purpose. Yeah. And there was even saying it was done on purpose so the top stay at the top, and that's it. They don't want them to succeed or get better because then that means, oh, these other people can do it and they can't retain their position. So it kind of becomes a little bit of a side story in here, like, what's his other alternative? Why is he so determined to get rid of Kuro Sensei?
Which we probably will find out in season 2, because honestly, you don't find out in season 1.
Right.
So that's got to be a real big part of the arc for season 2.
Right.
What I do love about this series is how the writer has made you care about everyone in here. Even the ones who are trying to destroy them. You want to know, as you said, why. And you care that they don't succeed. You care that class 5E, I think that's what they are,
I think
succeeds. So. You care that you know that the end is going to result for Kuro Sensei, and you're hoping you're wrong. But because of the name of the series, we're guessing that's going to be the end game.
Yes.
And we've done everything we can to avoid spoilers, which really aren't spoilers because this came out some time ago. But we're trying to avoid seeing the end. Unfortunately, I've seen a couple things because, like a real big brainiac, I went to the wiki for Assassination Classroom like an idiot. So there are a couple things I know now I wish I didn't know. And I'm looking forward to seeing the movies because I've also seen a whole lot of comments on how great the movies are themselves even after the series ended.
Right.
So it sounds like this particular series on a whole, all parts of it are just outstanding.
Right.
And I can't wait to see season 2.
Yes, me too. And as the show goes on, they have some really great episodes. There was an episode we didn't like in here. We didn't know if there were any filler ones. Whether they were or not, every episode was really entertaining. One of the standout ones has to be, besides when it gets to like the last arc of them going on vacation, would be a field trip one. And apparently there's this rival school that didn't like their school, and they were planning on ambushing them and just beating the crap out of them, just like putting them in the hospital. And they kidnapped one of the students thinking it was another class of the higher ups, and the course says it actually has this whole field guide for every possible thing that could happen, and he had instructions for if a student gets kidnapped and how to rescue them. This is like a really specific guidebook. And that becomes a thing where they regret taking the student because they kicked the snot out of them, and Carl says he does end up coming, but it was just hilarious on how this whole was supposed to be just something simple for a field trip just panned out into a brawl.
It's just, yeah, it's crazy good.
Right. And there's one other thing we definitely got to mention is that it's not revealed in season 1, so we're going to get to season 2, is that you don't know Koro Sensei's past. And he's usually a really funny, hilarious, out there character.
Unless
he reads,
you bring up his past.
Right. He's junk food. He looks at girly magazines and stuff, and he's really out there and crazy. Does whatever he wants. But the only time he's not like that, only 2 times he's not like that, if you mess with his students, their lives, or if you talk about his past and he gets really serious, it's like you need to drop it. And it's not taken as like, oh, it's just something uncomfortable. It's like really serious. Whatever it is, he doesn't talk about it, period. And they're like, okay, you gotta drop it. Don't ask him about it. And they're like, oh, okay, we won't. So I'm gonna guess you find out season 2, because whatever it is not something to laugh at.
Right. So we're looking forward to it. Now, if you have seen Assassination Classroom, please tell us what you think in the comments below. No spoilers. Who's your favorite character? Mine is Shoto Nagisa. Who's your favorite?
Koro Sensei has to be.
He will be my second favorite. But he's not a student.
Right.
So is there a student that's your second
I just
favorite?
Nigasa.
And then Karma. You have to like Karma.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, you have to like Karma. You have to see why. And if you haven't seen it, if you have AT&T or Xfinity, it is still available on demand on both platforms. So you can see season 1. Because they aired on Toonami, as we mentioned. And if not, and you have Hulu, then everything's on there. No, not the movies, just seasons 1 and 2. And the movies are available on Amazon. The movies are reasonably priced. They're all $20 or less. The series itself, however, is not reasonable.
No.
And if you probably bought it when it first came out, I'm guessing that it wasn't the exorbitant price that every part is now.
Right.
And probably because of the popularity, because how it's still loved by so many people, and because it's still talked about like it's a current anime.
Right.
I'm thinking that's why the price tag's so high.
Right. Oh, and be sure to like, subscribe, notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
And season 2 of Assassination Classroom and both movies.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man. Who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams. She was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it